Good evening, everybody. Here we are in the dark again. I thought I would, because I haven't done a video on the crafts for quite a few weeks, since the last one actually, and you saw me finish the little Spirit of the Woods kind of wizardy ones. This week I wanted to show you what I did show you that I was starting the others last time, and I thought I would show you how they came out. This little blue one and his face with the blue-grey shadowing and shading in the hair. He has some fairy dust glitter on the hat with the trim and the bobble anyway. Okay, that's a face on that one. Is really cute. I quite like that one. I really enjoyed painting these characters, actually. Really did. This another blue one, but this one was swirls again with the fairy dust glitter trim and bobble. Some swirls on the hat of that, and then the opposite colors with silver on the back and the bottom. And again a different, this one has got a bit of a quizzical look on his face, and you know, the lip turned up on the side and the nose twitched a bit, like he's a bit confused. And he's actually got some blue in his eyes. Can you see that? It's a bit out of focus, but there you go. He's still got some blue on the irises over there. So I like I said, I really actually enjoyed doing these ones. They weren't going to be as detailed as they were supposed to be, really plain and simple, but no, as I did it, they were just called for more detail. This one here, these three are the silver grey ones, metallic. This one was swirls, and he has fairy dust on the trim and bobble. Okay, and some stars, and the shading on the beard and the front of the hair with a blue-grey bit of shadowing. Not a lot of detail on that one. Excuse me, my arm getting in the way of the camera there. This one as well, he's got a nice little face too. There you go. Not as much detail on that face, but there's some swirly dots going around twisted. I quite like those, the diagonals and the spiral. I like them. And this beard has got some texturing on. You can feel the details of the beard, so that it looks like it's got swirls and curls, but it also feels like it. So I've textured that paint. It gives it a nice bit more of a 2D and 3D kind of impression, and I like that. Yeah, so that's him done. Excuse my arms, my bingo wings. And then the final one, he's got swirls on with also some straight lines down the bobble and the trim, all metallic grey and slate, faded and blended, and the more blue grey details on the shadowing. There you go. All the fringes, the faces, the beards, all slightly different. Each one of these takes, again, the same as the others actually. You'd have thought it would be more simple, but it's not, because there's not much whittled detail in there. You have to make reference to more details with the paint. So it takes just as long as the longer little whittled wizards. I have some red ones here that are at a much, with a lot more work to be done, nowhere near finished. A red one again with different faces and beards. This one has metallic white. All the red ones actually have metallic white trim and bobble. They still need a little bit more detail on the faces with the eyes and eyebrows, maybe some teeth on a couple. So they're all got a lot of work to be done. There, that's how they look as I'm going. So to get from that to that takes a lot more work, even though it doesn't look like it. it does take at least an hour, hour and a half, maybe more, to get from this to this, and a lot of straining with the bad lighting and my glasses. And there's another little one there with a different beard yet again. So I will try and put quite a bit more detail in them, and I'll try to put some little annotations and little stories with them, Christmas related or Santa related or something to do with the character. I'll give them little names, I suppose. I won't have very well, I'll struggle to do that, won't I? But I'll do something interesting and pretty and really make them special. I was toying with putting them in gift boxes to make them gifts rather than just ornaments, because a lot of people, myself included actually, I do have a thing for buying Christmas decorations for presents for people. So I thought, well, if I put them in matching boxes and tissue paper as pretty gifts, then that would make it worth more as a gift. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do with them when they're all done. Okay, so that's them. I've also started painting the last three that I had. I was going to do some purple, but I thought gold, bronze and copper were nice, so they still have a lot of work to do. They are the least, that's the ones that I've done the least work on so far on these particular design. We also now have, he's made me some little elf heads, so I'm going to have to figure out a design, an idea for painting these for the little elves, so they'll be interesting as well. He's done me nativity set and started an idea with these little Russian doll shape type ones, and I've seen so many ideas of different things that you don't have to paint them like Russian dolls. They can be basic, simple, modern looking little characters. They can even look like animals. You can paint on animal designs. So I'm going to experiment with these. Might have an idea. I said to him, if we have an idea that we could make a load of these blank and sell them as paint your own, as long as we smooth them off nicely, seal them with sanding sealer and prepare them properly, then people can just buy the blanks and paint them themselves, or buy them as gifts for children to paint for themselves for their own Christmas little decoration things or whatever, because if it could be animals, it could be anything at any time of the year. So that's just an idea. This is the only one he's done, so it's an idea. I'll paint this one up as an example and see what we can do. Might only come to fruition next year because I have a huge amount of stuff for this year already to do. Yeah, and we have 2 nativity sets that he's done of characters like this that we will have to there's a full set. There'll be little animals and a little cave thing as well, so that's going to be interesting to paint. A nice modern basic looking design. So, but I won't touch that until I've completed these others. The ones I'm working on tonight, which I hope to finish tonight, are these ones here. Now this one just needs its varnish coat and a maker's mark put on there, and I really like these. These have quite a bit more detail, especially on the eyes. I don't know if you can see it better there. There, I don't know if you can spot it better there with the details in the eyes, but his eyes are, his cheeks puffed up like he's smiling. Yeah, and obviously the colouring is very different on these, not the blue grey. This is like a brownie, a kind of brownie colour to the shading and shadowing, and there's texture on the hair of this one. So the others, I haven't put texture on the hair of the others, on one of the beards, but not the hair. So again, they're all very different characters. He's got some almost spiraled diagonally lines with gold on the green, and some little red and gold dots to just make reference to a bejeweled hat, and the trim and the the bobble are both in metallic white shaded with gold. There you go, that's him done. He's ready for his varnish and marking. But these two still have some work to do. This one with his white, metallic white trim and bobble will have some ivy on the hat. I'll paint that in a minute. Also the shading. He has a bit of a quizzical look on his face. A bit more detail there. But he also has a like, what? Look on his face. A bit confused and surprised or befuddled, if that's even a word. So that's him there. He's going to have some ivy on his hat, and I've mixed up the paint, so I'll start on that in a minute. And then this guy, my favorite, his face is totally different to all the others with different details and looks a bit more realistic than the others, and his teeth are showing, like he's smiling, but he has a very, I don't know, a much younger smile on him, but still the detail on the eyes. Yeah, looks like he's smiling too because his cheeks are puffed up into his eyes. Different shading on that. So he's got a little bit of texture on his beard with the markings there, but only the paint on the back. And he's going to have holly either on the trim or on the hat. I think I'll put it on the trim because it will stand out more against that. So I'll put some little holly on there, and I'll have a go at that right now actually, just to show you the very fine details that I have to do. So yeah, I'll show you what I do with him right now actually, because I have got some paint mixed. I won't touch that just yet. See a little bit, oh, see this light is like an interrogation light because I need a lot of light for painting. But if I put it on there, you can't see anything. Oh dear, that's a hard one. Anyway, so let's get going. The fine, tiny little brush. I don't know if you can see it against there. Very, very tiny little brush. That is what I do. And I will first do the line like that. I don't know if you can even see what I'm doing. It's almost impossible to do this. Okay, so I paint in the blank, and I'll do that all the way around. Oh, this is really nuts, isn't it? You can't even see what I'm doing. Okay, get more of that paint, and you can see why this takes such a long time to do. And then I will add in the details of the highlights and the glowing bits as it dries, but it doesn't take too long to dry. So if I do a couple more, you see that some of the holly leaves already. If I do a couple more, if you can notice the absence of music. Oh, the internet's working again. Dare I try it? Our internet's been playing up for a few days. I'll have some music on in a bit when I'm finished because I like to work with music. But the internet's not been working. It's come back on now. Playing up, and we've got a brand new broadband box as well. So that's annoying. But if you notice the lack of music, it's because that wasn't working. By the time I've done another couple of leaves, it will the front will be dry, so I'll be able to put some details on there for you to see. You can't even see. This is how ridiculous it is. I so wish I had cinematography experience, and videography, shall I say. I can't even get the terminology right, but there you are. I don't even know if you can hear me because I've just put the microphone in. I had to start again. This is take 2 because I forgot the microphone, and knowing last time it wasn't very clear. There you go. Let's start. I'll do that all the way around. on this one. It goes so quiet, doesn't it? I've put the telly off. I can't stand the telly on while I'm working. And if I'm the only one in the house, I don't have the telly on anyway. It's just the rest of the family, and I'm on my own. Baby's in bed, son's still out, mummy's gone home, and hubby is still out helping family. So I finally had time to do some painting, and I just took it. The house is a mess, absolute mess. We had the party for the baby yesterday, and well, it wasn't a party, it was a little tea party. It was very basic and simple, but lovely to mark the occasion. That one didn't come out the way I know, but I suppose leaves in nature don't all look identical. Anyway, so the house is an absolute tip. There we go. That's a little bit better. The house is an absolute tip, and I wanted to tidy it because I hate coming down to a mess in the morning. But I just thought, I can't. I've done only one full day of painting this week, and I'm so far behind that I have to do it. So the housework will just have to wait. I have to have a clear, visual thing that I have actually completed something. Okay, so that should, yep, that's dry enough now. I'll put some more of the paler details on that one. I don't know if you can't even see how I'm doing this. Is ridiculous. I need a different stand for this phone. Okay, there we go. So there, the details painted on there like that. Just, can you see that? And while that's drying, put the tiny bits of metallic red for the berries, like that. I don't know if you can even see it, it's so tiny. Can you see it? Not yet. There we go. Tiny little berries, little red holly berries, nice and bright. I might have to, when that's dry, I'll put the tiny little white little dashes to show reflective light, so it looks like the light is bouncing off the little shiny bits. You see that? Okay, so let's see if we can get some. Taking a chance here, not doing it while it's dry. I've just wanted to show you what I've been doing. Right, just a tiny, ever just a tiny little white dot on the berries, and a little tickle of a white line over there, just so you see that. You can't see the detail very well on this camera, but I don't know how to show it to you, but that's, if I take photographs it will look better. So when I put the photographs up on Facebook, you'll see them. That's if you're even on Facebook. But that's what I'll do all the way around on that one as the holly. I might even put some one or two leaves there, just for a little bit more detail, so it's not so boring. And then this one gets the ivy, and for that, how am I going to do that one? From the side? Actually, I'll do the white base first. I'll do a white base and build on that. Now the ivy, I love doing the ivy, but it's couple of swirls, right? But it will be more complicated than that because I'll have lots more going around the hat, almost like a trim. And so I'll just use that as a base. Now I'll go back for the paler, no, the darker green, because when you use a variegated ivy, it's a bit more detail then. I don't know if you'll see this green. Not quite. It will have to be the paler one. Starting to think I should have put it on the trim of that one as well. I might do. I might just do that. There you go, so that's one little ivy leaf. And there'll be loads more ivy leaves around, and I might even put a couple onto the trim, just like it's drooping over the trim a little on the edges. And then some white, just to oh, it's not working, it's too wet, I need to let it dry. Yeah, it's too wet, I need to, that's how, you know, why it takes long sometimes. If you could see that little ivy leaf there, but that is, I mean, if you look at the size of my fingernail compared to the size of the ivy leaf, you can see just how tiny the details are. So I'll do a couple more onto the trim and around the hat a bit, maybe a few on this side over there, and a few hanging over that side on the trim as well, or the back even, just as a bit more. And I might even have some hanging down on the hair. That would be nice. That is what that one is heading for. And so yeah, so that is the kind of detail that each one gets, and that's how long it takes. I mean, this is now 23 minutes. I think I've been doing just a few details on the holly, and this for what is about, I don't know, I haven't even been checking the time, but that's what it takes. So the characters heading for their final details, and I hope to finish the 3 green ones at least tonight. So I'm going to love you and leave you and get on with it. I might just post the video first and carry on painting while while I've still got internet. I'll upload this video quick, and while it's uploading I'll carry on with the painting. So oh, hang on, bubble, gonna lose some paint. Oh, feathers. Anyway, there you are. So that's just a little update on what I've been painting so far in the last, that's 2 weeks worth, okay? That's how little time I've been painting in the last 2 weeks. And I really, as I'm looking at that one, I'm really liking the holly on that one with that face. That's coming out really nice. I can't wait to finish that one. That's going to be a nice one, that one. So yeah, I can't wait to get all the holly right the way around, and a couple just around the bottom of the bobble maybe. There you go. Have a lovely evening all. Loving you and leaving you. It probably won't be evening by the time you see this in the morning, because it is already stupid late. So by the time you watch this, I hope you have a lovely day. Okay everyone, take care. Bye bye.